So I watched Severance Season 2, and it was amazing. Easily the best television show on right now. Okay, Blue Eye Samurai is very close, but outside of that, there's not that much competition. Even good shows like Stranger Things, Fallout, Squid Game, don't even come close. Well, Andor came close, but it ended. This review's a little late if you haven't noticed. But yeah. I'm telling you, if we have to wait another 3 years to see what happens next, I'm gonna lose it. I cannot wait 3 freaking years. Seriously, this show has some great cliffhangers, both seasons. What is Severance about? Well, Severance is about a group of people, 4 main characters in general, who split their minds into 2. There's the outies, the person on the outside of the job, their homes, families, just chilling, and then there's the innies, the people who go to work and do all their jobs for them. And the actors and writers do a great job at giving the innies and outies distinct characters, personalities, and each one feels super unique. These actors really deserve credit for playing 2 different characters. Although they do make enough to see those similarities. You follow four main people in the office are Mark, played by Adam Scott. So he's a guy. So on the outside, he's this guy who's pretty much like really lonely, miserable person after a tragedy happened. And then on the inside, he's a happy-go-lucky person who realized that maybe things aren't what they seem. Then there's Helly, who, not going to say what happens, it's a little spoiler who her outie is. But the innie is like a person that only really questions what's happening. Like everybody else is fine where they are, but she actually isn't. Then there's John Turturro, and then there's Dylan, and there's so many great characters. But the one that should be highlighted out above them all is Milchek. Milchek is my favorite character in Severance. Played to perfection by Seth Milligan, I think Milchek is easily the best character. You don't know, he's does such a great job of being kind and friendly, but also being sinister at the same time. And the balance is done to perfection. Even when you see what's behind the scenes, what he's doing, he still does a great job and keeps that mystique up. I think Severance also has something that a lot of other shows don't have that much: unpredictability. Again, these days shows are very predictable, like Hazbin Hotel. God, that show sucks so much. Also has such a horrible fan base. Okay, I'm getting off track. That's a show for its own day, whenever season 2 is gonna happen. But Severance, though, is so great. But there's a few flaws that this season had that the first one didn't have. First main flaw: it's the pace not as good. Like everybody said that episode 8 is the weakest of the show, and yeah, it kind of is. It's not a bad episode, just in comparison, it's the weakest. But it also doesn't. Yeah, it's a little slower, kind of a bit of a stop between episodes. But we do find out about the character is really interesting. I like it, even though some people say it's not bad. Okay, people don't exaggerate. It's not bad. But outside that, thinking that's the low point of the show. That'd be the high point for Hazbin Hotel. I gotta lay off that show, man. I really gotta lay off it. Okay. But another thing I really think is that the way it the way it gives you information, it gives you just a little tiny bit by bit, making you wonder what's more, giving you enough answers to satisfy you for a little bit, but while it's not giving you too much where you know the full picture until the end. And even at the end, it does wholesome stuff for the next seasons. And each of the revelations are satisfying, logical, and make sense. They're not unlike Lost. I still love Lost, even the finale, but damn, some of those answers were stupid, really stupid. Okay, I just gotta talk about Severance. The last thing I gotta say about Severance is really that I'm surprised that it's made by Ben Stiller. Of all people to be the director, Ben Stiller is the last person I expect to make this type of show. But he does a perfect job. He's a great director. Maybe even better director than he is an actor. Still a good actor, but really, props off to him. This show looks amazing visually. Just probably the best set design I think I've seen on television since maybe Game of Thrones. Even better than Squid Game. way better than Squid Game's damn sets. Yeah, overall the show, in my opinion, gets a 10 out of 10. Again, the minor flaws are there. Maybe could have been like maybe just one episode longer, or at least like episodes come in a little longer themselves. But I think it's pretty much as great as you can get with the time and what they did. The storyline was executed as well as it could have been, and I am super looking forward to season 3. But until next time.